Hello guys, my friends on YouTube. Welcome back to another session at Karin's Orchids. Yeah, now it's Cattleya time. Did I throw away a plant? Nah, not that big size plant. I wouldn't throw away. It's my beautiful Leila Cattleya. Elegance. But where is she? Yeah, I moved her to a better place so we can film her from a very best angle. Have you ever seen anything as spectacular as this? What an amazing blooming. On this cane, very large cane, I think the largest one she ever produced. It's a massive growth. And here comes somebody well known with devil's eyes. No, it's a flashlight. It's evening. Yeah, anyways, he wants to participate and sniff the flowers. At least he did that before. Loads of sunlight, sunshine, and morning sun. Yeah, it's a southeast facing window where she sits. So she's been receiving a little bit more natural sunlight this season than she normally does. I think 2018 was the last time or last spring we had an equal amount of sunlight as this spring. So it is amazing what a little bit extra sun, and by sun I do not mean artificial lights. You cannot compare natural sunlight with anything else. No. But anyways, there's the second growth. Not as huge, but loads of roots. With 6 flowers open up today. But normally they will stay open for about 2 weeks. Yeah, just like the purpuratus. As this one is the cross between Leopoldii, it's a species, and Cattleya purpurata. So 9 flowers and 6 flowers. Oh, that's great. And I had this plant for more than 10 years now. And she was seedling size, around 12, this height. And the other ones were just tiny growth, yeah, when I received it. So she's been sitting in semi-hydro for several years now, and I have no intention to transition her into something else. She grows very nicely, and she doesn't mind being repotted and cleaned up and upgraded pot-wise, like so many other cattleyas do. So yeah, let's measure the flowers before we continue with the next Cattleya in line. This flower is 12 centimeters. Let us measure the weak growth flowers and see. Yeah, around 10. So they vary a bit in size, but I never once measured her flowers up to more than 12. Yeah, I don't think so. But it's not very strange as the Leopoldii, which is one of his parents, produces flowers this shape, yeah, this lip, and starting at 7.5 centimeters up to 12.5 or such. I love her vigorosity. So, over to the next Cattleya line. Hope you're really into cattleyas as I am. So, let's switch plant. Ta-da! What do we see? Yeah, let's take a guess. Could it be the RLC Amazing Thailand Magician? It surely looks that way, with the orange center. Good sized flowers with a citrusy, beautiful scent. With 14 centimeters wide flowers. Yes. But it's not. Or is it? Is it mislabeled? Or this one should be the BLC Shomtong Fancy CT51, a leucocadine purchase from October 22. The basal color to the CT51's flowers should be yellow with some red details. Here you can see some pictures of what it's supposed to look like. So this made me very, very confused. This one doesn't look anything at all like the CT51, but it surely looks like the Magician. So what to make out of it? So I went to my favorite website, orchidroots.com, and checked the heritage. And you'll be surprised what I found. The CT51's pollen parent is RLC Hagel Delight, crossed with a large-sized purple Cattleya. So, let's jump over to the Magician, which I do have here. It's a swear to purchase a couple of years back. So, what to make out of this? The Magician Scott, the same parent as the CT51, but as a seed parent, the RC Hagel Delight, crossed with a, yay, you guessed it, large-sized purple Cattleya. A different Cattleya, but still a purple one, solid purple one. So, the outcome might be looking like this. But from both of the crosses, this makes me really, really confused. But anyways, the amazing Tyler Magician. One sheet there, another sheet there, and a third sheet there. Nothing in there. And a fourth one, an old one. So that's why I'm getting a little bit impatient. Look at the size. If you compare the size of this plant with the one to the right, the one which is in bloom. Yeah. And yeah, it's sitting in semi-hydro. Yeah. People want to think that that's the reason why a plant won't bloom. But well, I don't know. What do you say? This one has become a real monster of a plant. Would be nice to see it bloom from 3 canes, wouldn't it? Yeah, maybe. So, this got me all confused. But it's not in the way. I love this plant's flowers. Let us jump right over to something else. Look at her. This one is one of my absolute favorite cattleyas in my entire collection. This is one no-named hybrid, shall we say, cross. In my world, I would name it immediately. But it's called BC Brassicattlea Chinese Bronze times Leila Cattleya Lee Langford times Golden Cell times Waikiki Gold Leah. It's been in a very, very bad state for a long time. Ever since I divided this plant. A few years back. It's been struggling, so it hates to be disturbed. But it's got a very, very creeping way of growing. It's very difficult to find a pot wide enough for it. You see what I mean? First time it bloomed a couple of years ago. It came out with 3 good-sized blooms. It's about 11. Yes. And oh, look. Yeah, there's something strange there. But it's got an amazing lip. And the bronze tone to the petals is getting deeper. So more prominent. So that's good. I was a bit disappointed when I first saw him this time around. But we're getting there. And they're, of course, fragrant. So this is one of my absolute favorite cattleyas. It's so, so, so gorgeous. But the plant itself is not much to write home about, is it? Look. It's a disastrous plant. But the uglier the plant, the better the flowers, as they say. I love this plant. I will try to keep it alive for as long as I can, as long as I live, if that's possible. Lifespan of a Cattleya orchid. I'm not sure about that. I never thought about it before until I saw these flowers on this one's blooms. Now we're going to see what its first time blooming look like. The next Cattleya in line would be Cattleya Monte Aliganti. These were looking perfectly well yesterday before I started to wiggle this pot around back and forth. This is not right. Look, this one even drops. Ah, we have thrips on her. Of course we do. It's little black thingies. It's a thrip magnet. She's always been a thrip magnet, so it's not very uncommon for her, for this plant, to drop her buds while progressing. But I was so happy that she was finally creating some good canes instead of these canes she produced lately, as I just had to divide this plant and it took a real toll on her. Yeah, now it's time to spray the flowers. The thrips are already getting to the blooms, destroying them. Yeah, I opened up one of the buds and lo and behold, there were thrips crawling inside the bud. Yeah, the ones you saw dropping. Yeah, I will need to be more consistent with my spraying, that's all. It's just that I hate spraying. Should be doing it, repeat it every 6 weeks. But have I been doing it? No, of course not. I just sporadically spray a plant here and there when I remember it, and if it looks like something's been eating on it. So I've been slobby. Well, it's well, with this many orchids, it's very easy to become a little bit slobby. I think I can allow myself not to stay on top of it all of the times. Yeah, but at least I'm trying to stay top of it. But sometimes I need. Sometimes I'm just a little bit too tired to cope with it immediately when it's needed. And then the bastards are there. But anyways, a couple of them dropped, about 5, 6. But as you can see, but it's still a little cluster, and it looks great from a distance. You maybe recognize the flowers from somewhere. Yeah, one of its parents is the Cattleya interglassa, which has got the amethystoglossa as one of its parents. And that one's flowers are amazing. Yeah, equal to these. They look alike, I must say. A bit pyloric. Yeah, they're really smashing. Yes. Let's see. Yeah. I scratched off a couple of dead thrips. Yeah. But its fragrance is very strong. Get this orchid if you can. I got it from the Swarta web shop. Some years back now. Could be 6, 7. Not sure. But bear in mind that this orchid hates to be divided. So you need to have the space, as hurricanes are quite high. It's just very, very, she's got very, very, and she's got very, very stiff and fleshy, substantial leaves. Very. It's alright. So, you see a little bit of black markings. It's always like that with Cattleya orchids flowers, which produces a lot of sap, sugary paste sap, whatever that's called. But I bet you understand what I'm talking about. Thrips loves it. So, see to that you get to the flower buds first. Don't become slobby. And then you probably won't get any bud lost. Yes, oh, I love this orchid. And it's a good thing that she finally, after almost 3 years, decided to put out decent growth again. Look. As I said before, these are the ones she produced lately since I divided her. These short little thingies. 3, yeah. Almost 1 for each year. Or maybe 2. These as well. So she must have canes this size to bloom. This was the shortest cane she bloomed from a couple of years ago. Yes, not far from that one size. So now you know a little bit about this orchid. So let's swiftly jump right over to the next one, which also is a first time bloomer for me. I better bring her down so we can see her properly. Yes, it is. Yeah, she almost looks like the Cattleya. Why not? No, she's more shall we say pinkish thinner color. I don't have a name for that. Fuchsia, maybe? I'm not sure. Than I expected. I thought the flowers were supposed to be red, striking red, but they aren't. Maybe you want to know what it is. Cattleya chief berry. Yeah. So, where did I get it from? I don't remember, but maybe this orchid some more. I can give you a little pop-up. When it was and from whom I got it. Well, look, I think she's cute. About 6-7 centimeters wide across the petals. Well, that one's next to her. She's not as fragrant as she should be. I can't actually feel anything. Maybe she's not fragrant. Maybe this is the wrong time of the year. No, the day. But yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think she's unfragrant. Yes, she's cute. She's a miniature. Doesn't take up much space. And she was rootless. But I could see that she had been blooming before when I got her. You can see. But she was so rootless. I thought I was going to have a real struggle with her, which I did have, until she created a couple of roots. And I need to be more consistent with watering, when, at least for the tiny ones sitting in clay pots. But she blooms. There's more than we can say about the, what is it? The stupid Cattleya Hawaiian Splash Leila. I got 2 of them. Never blooms for me. Just hates it here. Yeah. Anyways. Now it's actually been a whole week since she started to open up her buds. I'm starting to enjoy this plant's flowers more and more for each day. She seems to be quite bloom willing. I haven't had her for very long, and now she's already in bloom after this severe setback. The poor state she arrived in. It's a miracle she's actually alive. Well, I have so many beautiful things in my growing area going on. Many more cattleyas to come. But that would be in another video, perhaps the next one. So, let's call it a night. I'm going up real early tomorrow morning. I'm gonna work at a dog show. So, hope you liked this video and take care. We should talk soon. Bye bye guys. Love you all. Thanks for watching.